Meeting is now called to order. Roll call, Madam Secretary.
Thank you, Madam President. Today, we have Jennifer Nelson Williams absent, also Katie Browning.
Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First up on the agenda, we will recognize the Carmel High School girls and boys swimming state champions. Mr. Inskeep.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having us once again to celebrate some outstanding accomplishments by our student athletes and coaches and their families. So first, I'm going to have members of our girls swimming and diving team that are present here this evening come up. Come up here, right where Dr. Beresford's at. While they're coming up, I'm going to say a few brief words about these seniors in this group. First of all, the girls swimming and diving team won the state championship on February 10th. The title extended their national record for consecutive state championships all time in any sport to 38 straight. Carmel took home the individual title in 6 events and 2 relays. The team ran up a state finals record, 433 points, which is the 6th most all-time. The margin of victory of 221 points over the second place team was one of the largest of all time as well. The Greyhounds set 2 state records and had 5 repeat champions in individual events. Alex Shackle and Lindsey Bowen won 2 of their events for the 3rd consecutive year. Molly Sweeney was also a repeat winner in 2 events. And the 200 medley relay of Kayla Barr, Molly Sweeney, Alex Shackle, and Grace Doherty started the meet with the state title, and the 400 freestyle relay team of Alex Shackle, Lindsey Bowen, Faith Gorey, and Molly Sweeney ended the meet with a state title. And while we talk about this streak in 38 years, I think it's always very important to note that this is the first time that this group of young ladies got a chance to have a season together as a team, and that this group of seniors who did such a magnificent job leading and setting the culture of this program this year, that they got that chance to be in that seat. And sometimes when we talk about this streak, the years kind of blur for the rest of us around the program, but for them, this is a really special thing that they will always remember, and they'll always remember that senior year. Head coach Chris Plum is also here this evening, if he can come forward. And I'm going to put these girls on the spot for them to introduce themselves, which I didn't tell them they were going to do. So this is kind of the fun part. They're going to introduce themselves. They're going to tell what their future plans are after this year and what major they may be pursuing as well, which might be a news item for their parents that they may not know. So we'll start with Maddie.
Hello, my name is Madeline Lathrop. I'll be attending Xavier next year to swim and then study finance.
Hi, I'm Hannah McNally. Next year I'm going to DePauw to swim, and I'm studying communications.
Hi, my name's Melina Munson. I'm going to be studying chemistry on the pre-med track next year.
Hi, my name is Brooke Cummings. Next year, I'm going to the University of Arkansas Little Rock to swim and study criminology.
Hi, my name is Rachel Dawson, and I'm going to go to Savannah College of Art and Design and study interior design and swim.
This time, we're also going to invite members of our boys swimming and diving program that are here this evening to come up, seniors of that team. And while they're coming up, I'll say a few brief words about their outstanding season as well. The boys swimming and diving team won the state championship on February 24th. The title is the 10th straight state title for these Greyhounds and placed the program as the third longest streak all time in any sport in Indiana history. The 409 team points scored by the team is the second most in state meet history. The 244-point margin of victory is the largest in state meet history and a true testament to the depth throughout the lineup. The team won all three relays at the meet, 200 medley relay of Anderson Kopp, Brandon Millicky, Andrew Shackle, and Michael Gorey won the program's seventh straight championship in the event. Senior Greg Enoch won two individual events at the meet in the 200 IM and the 500 freestyle. And the Greyhounds ended the meet with a title in the 200 freestyle relay with a team comprised of Louis Zhang, Trent Allen, Ethan Zhang, and Greg Enoch. And before they come up, I do want to say just a couple things. Swimming is truly a family sport. And so any of you that have known swimming families know that this starts at a very young age in Carmel and everywhere. But we know our swimmers and their families are extremely dedicated to it. A lot of early morning practices, a lot of feeding of kids. The feeding never stops, I don't think. And they are so wonderful in volunteering at all of our meets too, not only through our high school meets, but through the club year round. And it is an absolute joy to work with them. And their kids are the byproduct of those great homes that they come from and what our coaches get to work with every day. And I'd be remiss if I did not say as well, head coach Chris Plum won his 31st state title as a head coach, which places him as the most in Indiana high school history in any sport. All right.
Hello, my name is Brandon Malachy. I'll be going to Xavier University next year to swim and study finance.
Hello, everybody. My name is Emil Haig, and the plan is to go attend the Air Force Academy and study aerospace engineering.
My name is Carson Zotek. I don't yet know where I'm going to college, but I'm going to swim in college and study pre-med bio.
For those of you students and parents who were here for the swimming state champions for our recognition. We're going to take a brief break if you wanted to go ahead and get on home since it's a school night. Or stay for robotics, whatever you choose. It's going to be really cool.
If y'all in the back want to move up, come on up, because the action's going to be up here. So.
And next on our agenda, we usually have public comment, but no one has signed up for public comment this evening. Our next part of our agenda is consent. And tonight, this evening's consent items include a personnel report, claims, and payroll. And as a reminder for those of you tonight, consent is the part of our meeting where pretty routine items that the board needs to vote on are kind of grouped together to be efficient so we can consider them all together and vote on them. But it's not anything that takes considerable time. And again, it's usually things like personnel, accounts payable, payroll, those kinds of things. Do I have a motion to approve the consent items?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, we'll now take a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. And I believe Dr. Ostrike wanted to have a brief word.
Thank you. Good evening, President Coquet, Dr. Beresford, and members of the board. With the approval of tonight's consent agenda, Carmel Clay Schools is proud to announce the appointment of Amy Sitoski as the next principal of Town Meadow Elementary School, effective with the 2024-2025 school year. Mrs. Sitoski has served in public education for 25 years, including 23 years within Carmel Clay Schools. She has served as the assistant principal at Town Meadow for the past 3 years and previously held the role at Smoky Row Elementary School for 8 years. During her tenure at Town Meadow, she also served as the interim principal and further garnered the trust and respect of teachers, staff, and the wider school community. Mrs. Sitoski holds a bachelor's degree from Purdue University and a master's in education from Ball State University. Her extensive administrative and classroom experience uniquely positions her to guide Town Meadow Elementary toward continued success. And I wanted to end my comments with an email that I received from a teacher at Town Meadow before making this announcement, as Mrs. Rash will be transitioning back to the classroom, which we're very proud that she continues to be with us, and we thank her for her service as principal at Town Meadow. But here's an email I received from a teacher. Amy has a vision and helps staff and students stay focused on our goals. She is invested in the growth of all children and staff alike. She is supportive of teachers and staff and is always willing to help where needed. She is organized and professional. She wears many hats and is involved in every aspect of our school. She continually goes above and beyond her role as assistant principal. She is a true asset to Town Meadow and Carmel Clay Schools. Congratulations, Mrs. Amy Sitoski. Congratulations.
We are going to move on to the discussion item. Today, it is the 2025-2026 and 2026-2027 Carmel Clay Schools calendars. Dr. Ostrike.
Thank you, President Coquet. And before we head to our calendars, I also want to say thank you to Amy's family, who's also here with her tonight. She has her husband and her children with her here. So thank you all for coming this evening, and congratulations again, Amy. So I brought the 2 years worth of calendars, or Roger brought, I can't remember which one of us, a couple years ago. And as we brought those calendars to the board shared that before we bring future calendars, that they wanted us to get feedback from the community, since last year was the first year of the full week-long fall break. And so tonight I'm going to be sharing the results from that very specific question we had from the community. I'm going to show the calendar that we have for next year, which is very similar to this year. And then I'm going to share a draft with you based upon all the feedback from the community, as well as from our staff and our teachers. And pleased to share that, and then be happy to take any questions. So from the calendar survey that we sent out back in November, December of this school year, we asked parents and we also asked staff. And the question was that based upon previous feedback, CCS had a week-long fall break for the first time this school year. Please select from the following. A, please keep the week-long fall break in future CCS calendars. And B, I prefer the previous fall break that included 2 days off of school during fall break. And on the screen, you see the results. We had 3,233 parent responses to our survey, and we had 898 staff responses. Our parents preferred the week-long fall break at about 73%. And our staff and our teachers preferred the week-long fall break at 82%. And so I read every comment that was on those surveys. And when you put out a survey on the school calendar, you get lots of varying opinions on there. For example, I think we should take a week long at Thanksgiving break. I think that we should start later in the school year. I think we should have a week long in February. There's lots of varying opinions when we do a calendar survey. But with regards to the week-long fall break, I think it's pretty clear based upon the feedback we did receive. I will say, out of the staff responses, nearly 900 responses is very, very good. And to have 3,233 parents also respond is a very great response to this calendar survey. So with that, I have next year's. Next year's calendar is not changing, all right? This has already been approved by the board, and so the reason why I put this calendar on here is just for reference as we talk about the draft for the next 2 years. So as you can see, the calendar starts on a Thursday, Friday for teachers, August 1st and 2nd next year. Our students begin on the 5th. They have that full week of school back on the first week. We have the week-long fall break next year as well because it's already been approved. And then we end by Memorial Day for students. Those guidelines were very important based upon the feedback that we received, that our parents and our staff wanted to end the school year by Memorial Day and then also end the semester by winter break. In order to do that, we have to start fairly early in August to go ahead and get school started. So that, as you can see right there, parent-teacher conferences are also in there for elementary, as you can see. And so on to the draft. So here is the draft for 25-26. Now, once again, this is not for 2 years. And so what we've done, the feedback we received, especially from elementary teachers on that survey, was that a full week to start the school year is a grind. As you saw on the previous calendar, the teachers started on a Thursday, Friday, and then the kids had a full week. especially for our kindergarten students. That full week has been a lot. So what we've done for this 25-26 is that the teachers will start Monday and Tuesday, and then the students will start Wednesday. So then they'll have a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as they begin the school year, and then get to the weekend, and then we kick off our first full week with that August 11th date. We also, in gathering the results from the survey, keeping that fall break a week long. It is at the same exact place that it was, that same exact week as it has been this year and then on to next year. And then we do end the semester by winter break. That's very important for our high school students and families, where they have their culminating activities and exams and presentations and so on and so forth. In addition to that, we end the school year by Memorial Day for our students. And that is very important as well, so that our high school students can finish their exams, final exams, and culminating assignments. However, because of the calendar, the teachers do have to come back a day after Memorial Day. I did also discuss with our Teachers Association and our president, Mark Ween, who I'm very grateful for his feedback in these calendar drafts. And as you look at the guidelines that we have and wanting to start, that Monday and Tuesday, that really prohibited us with regards to the teachers. So we don't like to do that, bring them back after Memorial Day, but in this calendar we had to. The other major change that you will see is that spring break. Typically, we had the Friday off before spring break and the next week off. However, when we added the days on for fall break, we didn't take any days off for the past 2 years. And so in order for us to end the students by Memorial Day, we had to take that Friday off going into spring break. So that is really the major change in all of this in these calendars, is that there'll still be a week off for spring break. However, we won't have the Friday off before. And this year, as you know, we have the Monday off after because of the April 8th solar eclipse. So that's the draft for 25-26. It gets a little bit better in 26-27 because Memorial Day is a week later. And so both the teachers and the students will end the school year by Memorial Day. And so fall break is a very similar week, as you can see in October. We also stick with that Monday and Tuesday teacher start days, and then the students start on Wednesdays. That's what we previously had until these past 2 years of calendars. You have elementary parent-teacher conferences still in there. Your typical 2 weeks off for winter break. Coming back, the kids in January, the teachers start back with the teacher workday on the 4th. Our students start back on the 5th. And then another week for spring break. And then we end the school year for our students on May 21st, and then for our teachers on the 24th. And then that is before Memorial Day. And so in summary, I know I've said a lot of this, but we do return with these drafts to that Monday, Tuesday teacher start day, which actually gives about 2 more days for kids in the summer to push that back. Lots of comments about that based upon the survey. Let's see, April 5th will be 25-26, and then April 6th start date for 26-27. Fall break will remain a week long in this draft based upon the survey data that we received, ending the semester at winter break. Spring break will be a week long. We eliminate that Friday, as I said, but then we end the school year before Memorial Day. And then, as you can see, as I shared, for 25-26, teachers come back a day after Memorial Day. For 26-27, that's not an issue because it's a week later. So there's the drafts that we've come up with based upon the feedback from our community and from our staff. In the past, there was a calendar committee of approximately some teachers and administrators. They got together and they brought a draft of the calendar to the board. I love the transition of including the entire community with our parents, as well as our staff being able to provide feedback to us, and then taking that feedback and creating this calendar draft for 25-26 and 26-27. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Looks like we don't have any questions at this time. Yeah, nice job. Thank you. I know that's a lot of work.
And thank you. And for the community, this is a discussion item tonight. I will bring the calendars back at our next school board meeting to be officially voted on. Once they're voted on, they'll become official, and then we'll put them up on the website for our families here in Carmel. Thank you.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is the workshop topic. Dr. Peterson. We are all really excited for this one.
Okay, good evening. Thank you to our administration and our board for hosting us this evening. We do have some amazing robotics teams here with us from across the district, starting in elementary school all the way up to high school. So we do have the Wolf robotics team with us from West Clay Elementary, the Clay Trojans robotics team from Clay Middle School, the Tech Cats from Creekside Middle School, and our Tech Hounds from Carmel High School. So they will get the opportunity to introduce themselves in just a moment. But first, I would like to hand it over to Mrs. Amanda Hoagland. She's going to talk about some grant dollars that help to fund and sponsor our robotics teams.
Hello, I'm Amanda Hoagland. I'm an assistant director of curriculum here at ESC. And we would love to share with you tonight that we were recipients of the robotics competition grant that was provided to us by the Indiana Department of Education. In that award, we received $19,000, a little over $19,000, so we're very excited to share that with you. And it was a group effort to write that grant, so I want to say thank you to the teams who are here today who helped write the grant narrative and also helped to create the budgets so that we were able to receive that grant. So thank you to those teams. And like Dr. Peterson said, we'll have you meet those teams in just a moment. But first, just to talk a little bit about the grant. The grant goals are in alignment with our robotics programming here at Carmel Clay Schools. We aim to provide hands-on learning opportunities and increase interest and improve skills in STEM. Also, to establish community partnerships to increase awareness of local workforce and post-secondary opportunities. It really does take a lot of work and a lot of fundraising, and we have many community partners that help us with our endeavors when it comes to robotics. We have several local partnerships with Chevron Corporation, Roche, and many others, too many to list. So we are very thankful for those partnerships. And in addition to those partnerships, we have volunteer mentors that come in and help our robotics teams, therefore opening up our students to exploring many of those high-demand careers, which takes us to our next bullet point, which is with a robotics programming, we are able to prioritize a connection to those post-secondary opportunities, especially in fields, high-demand fields such as manufacturing, machining, and fabrication, especially for students in the secondary grades. And then finally, encouraging teamwork. Our teams work together and they complete challenges, they troubleshoot, they share different tasks and can contribute as a team and have great success with all of our teams. So we're going to go ahead and have our first team come up and tell you more about themselves and all of their successes, beginning with West Clay Wolf Robotics. Hi, my name is Alyssa Cool-Marcotte. I'm the STEM teacher at West Clay Elementary. I've been the robotics coach for now 3 years. We have 17 kiddos on our team this year. I have 2 with me today, Nathan and Aryov. They'll introduce themselves in just a second. But we are we do VEX IQ, same as the middle school. We practice twice a week, and we've been to 5 competitions this year, which is a lot more than we have in the past. And we're going to state on March 23rd, which is our first time ever. So I'll let the boys, yeah, you're amazing. I'll let the boys introduce themselves, and they've got a little bit to tell you as well.
Hi, I'm Nathan Liu. For this year's scrimmage, the goal is to knock down the red blocks, score as many blocks in the goals as possible, clear the supply zone, and park. The supply zone is the big area. Every match, it's scrambled, so teams can't predict the position of the blocks. There are 3 goals on the field, and to get the blocks in the goal, you can use various ways to get the blocks into the goals.
Hi, my name is Arya Thakur. This is my first year in robotics, and the reason I joined robotics is because my favorite part is like interacting with my friends like Nathan and seeing the progress in bots. So that's the one reason why I joined robotics, and it's been one of the best years ever.
Thank you. Okay, our next team. Here's a picture of the season for you on that slide while our next team comes up. Clay Trojan Robotics. Mr. Crawford. Okay, gotcha.
Hello, I'm Brandon Crawford. I've been helping coach robotics for about 10 years, from Noblesville to Creekside to now Clay. We have doubled from last year, from 30 to 60. With only 4 8th graders on the team, I'm sure we will be well in excess of 90 next year. So we've got a very large program. We've hosted 2 events at Clay this year, with the first event being about 40 students, or 40 teams, second one about 60, 70 teams. We've went to 10 total competitions on Saturdays from November through March. I didn't have a chance to update. We just got our 4th team. It says hopefully we'll know our 4th team tomorrow. We actually found out today. We've got our 4th team in state as of today. And so, yeah, we were excited to see our 4th team. Another little side note that we didn't have here because we just kind of finalized the last couple weeks was our Creekside and Clay have now offered a camp for our upcoming 4th and 5th graders, which we put a date in June of 100 students, which sold out in less than 2 hours. And so we offered another one in July, and that one sold out in about 2.5, 3 hours. So we were able to help get a lot of our elementary schools, 4th and 5th graders, some robotics experience as well this summer. And so we're really excited to do that as well. And then I will let my kids introduce themselves and their little spiel.
Hi, I'm Alex, and I'm the builder and driver for our team. And this is our robot. It's gone through many different phases. It's probably at least 10, and we're pretty proud of it.
I'm Henry, and I'm the coder and programmer for our team. And my job is to make sure that we have an autonomous working for our competitions.
I'm Jameson. I am probably like the main, or not main, but a driver. Me and Palmer both are. And I think we all kind of help out in different ways. But we did this like last year, me, Palmer, and Alex, and Henry joined this year.
I'm Palmer, and I do the journal, and I drive. And yeah, we all kind of contributed to the robot in different ways, like Jameson said. But our plan for next year is to kind of like add to our team and just get more people that can do other things.
And I was going to add, we didn't forget to mention, state is this month on the 23rd. Anybody that was welcome to come, it's down at Lucas Oil. It's awesome. It's a wonderful day. We do it down on the field. It's humongous. Best state competition in the country.
Here are a few pictures on the next slide of the Clay Trojans. And our next team to come up will be Creekside Tech Cats. So come on up.
Hi, I'm Barbara Gladesk. This is my third year coaching at Creekside, but previously was a coach in Hamilton Southeastern Schools as well. We had over 120 students at the beginning of the year. I don't know for a fact, but I would have a hard time believing there's a bigger club program of robotics across the state. By the end of, or as the season went on, we did cut to about 8 competition teams with 3 that were alternating, trying to vie to try to compete for spots. We did 8 competitions this year, just finished our last one last weekend, and did host our first competition this year as well. We practice once a week, but students come work in my room during Core Plus, lunch, all those extra times, working at home a ton as well. We did have one student-led grant through the foundation this year that students wrote to get extra parts and things that they wanted. We won 15 awards through competitions this year, and we have 6 teams going to state out of our 8 this year. The group I did bring, they were at state last year and did go to Worlds. So the second they got home from Worlds, the new game was announced, and they've been working since probably May, I don't know, 5th or something like that, at their house all summer. They had mandatory practices. They have just been working nonstop since the second they got home. So I'll let them take it away. Okay, here you go.
Hi, I'm Liam, and I work as the engineering notebooker, and I dabble in building a little bit. I think at this point we've had 6 or 7 prototypes, which is certainly a lot considering that we started, quite a while ago and have really improved a lot. I think something I have looked forward to over this year is kind of building that community at Creekside because our numbers have like doubled from last year. It's been a lot more popular of a club, and I've been really looking forward to kind of seeing the growth of the club. And I guess next year I'm excited to participate in Tech Hounds at the high school. So,
I'm Nico. I'm the builder and one of the drivers on this team. I think one of the most rewarding things about robotics here at Creekside is just the amount of growth that we have seen in our robot over the season. Like, we spent over 500 hours cumulatively on different iterations of the robot, and that hard work is really paying off, especially since we've already won 5 awards this season. So I think it's really cool and really rewarding to take part in robotics.
Hi, I'm Rohit, and I do a lot of the coding, and I dabble in the building as well as as Liam did. And I think it's really fun to have robotics, and like Nico said, it's rewarding, and we get to work with our teamwork skills and cooperation.
My name's Samar. I primarily drive and I do a little bit of the building. And I think it's been great to see the growth at Creekside as robotics has been a really educational program and it teaches a lot of crucial skills for the future, especially in STEM careers.
Thank you, Tech Cats. Lots of success and very popular our teams are. And next, we will call up the Tech Hounds. Tech Hounds, you're up.
Hello everyone, my name is Swayam Padinkar and I am the team lead for the Carmel High School Tech Hounds. So we are part of the first robotics competition, and there's two main aspects that make up our team. So the first aspect is kind of the robot game. So in preseason, which is the period from August to December, we kind of recruit new students, teach them the kind of the manufacturing process, the design process, and get them acclimated with all the machines through our preseason game, which was Shelf Showdown. And that was kind of similar to the way that last year's robot game was structured. And then from there, we move into build season, which just ended up here in February, the beginning of February. It was from January to February, and we were just we got our this year's objective, our new game, and we designed and built our robot in a 6-week span. So hopefully you guys will be able to get a better look at that when we get over to that part of today's meeting. And then right up here in March, we're starting our competition season. So our first competition is March 22nd, up here in just under 2 weeks. And then from there, we're competing back-to-back up until Houston, which is going to be our Worlds competition. So hopefully that all goes well. And so the second aspect of our team is outreach. So this has been a really big part of our team this year. We've hosted 2 women technology camps with 60 and 90 members respectively. It has been a super involved process. We have really spread STEM and robotics and kind of engineering prowess all over the city of Carmel. And it's been an amazing kind of opportunity for us. The next kind of thing we've done in outreach is we have volunteered at homeless shelters, kind of taught all of those students in kind of disadvantaged areas what STEM looks like and what the future of STEM can be for those students. And yeah, it's just been an amazing opportunity, and we couldn't be more excited to show you everything that our team's about. So leads, I'm going to pass this off to you guys, and you guys can introduce yourselves, and we'll go from there.
Hello, everyone. My name is David Rakoven. I'm the programming and electrical lead on TechHound, so I'm in charge of making sure our machine is wired properly and getting all of our programming up to speed and ready or in time for competition.
All right. Hello, I'm Robert Neese. I'm the Robot Ops lead for the TechHound robotics team. So that means I'm in charge of all the mechanical aspects of the robot. So that's everything from CAD design, manufacturing, and then actually the assembly of the robot.
Hi, my name is Emma Langlis, and I'm a member of the Robot Ops division, but I also have been helping out this year a lot with outreach. So this year, our outreach program, FETCH, which stands for First Education and Team Collaboration Helpers, was started, and over the course of the entire year, our team has put in over 800 hours of volunteering across different categories such as team mentorship, FLL table construction, and our FLL table initiative, and several other categories that have impacted our community immensely. So the video we're going to show you today is part of our submission for our Impact Award this season.
It's just really been a great community, and I've been able to explore a bunch of opportunities I never would have had.
TechHounds is a community where I'm able to express my interests and share them with the people around me.
The community in TechHounds is just so welcoming and encouraging, and I have such a strong bond with everyone on the team, and I feel so supported by everyone. TechHound's outreach program is called FETCH, standing for First Education and Team Collaboration Helpers. The program is composed of 4 pillars: youth robotics mentorship, community STEM education, First Community Volunteering, and our National FLL Initiative.
Our team members have mentored at local elementary and middle schools to encourage youth robotics education in engineering, programming, design, and overall helping the next generation develop a love of robotics, STEM, and FIRST.
We have also hosted several STEM community workshops, including our Women in Technology workshop, which is held twice a year. Over 60 girls attended and learned all about programming, CAD, engineering, and more.
The TechHounds have also worked to have an active role in the FIRST community, as several of our team members volunteered at the Indiana State Championship and had a blast meeting and interacting with all of the teams. And the last pillar of our outreach program is our National FLL Table Initiative.
After polling polling local FLL teams, we quickly discovered that one of the biggest barriers to having a competitive team was having access to an FLL competition table. This is a problem FRC teams are uniquely capable of tackling, from our knowledge of engineering and construction to our access to tools and machines. We concluded that this was a problem we could fix.
To do this, we've partnered with First Indiana to make and donate FLL competition tables to teams in need across the state of Indiana. To date, we have made and donated 5 tables to teams such as Beech Grove City Schools, Town Meadow Elementary of Carmel Clay Schools, and Team Technically of Carmel, Indiana, to help get their robotics programs up and running. We are currently working to establish a network of FRC teams to run similar programs in states across the country and potentially globally.
In addition to making competition tables, the Tech Hounds mentored these rookie teams by inviting them to Carmel High School for an FRC robot demonstration, manufacturing facility tour, and fun goodie bags while getting to know the team. The teams are also invited to attend the Tech Hounds 2024 season robot reveal to see what FIRST and FRC are all about.
Tech Hounds plans to take this FLL initiative global by recruiting FRC teams across the world to establish a network of teams working together to build and donate FLL competition tables to teams in need in their communities. We are also working to create relationships with FIRST organizations in each location to partner with these FRC teams and to make this process efficient and help the most teams possible.
When I say tech, you say hounds. Tech, hounds, tech, hounds, tech, hounds, tech, hounds. What's our number? 868!
Thank you so much. Thanks, Emma. That was a great video showcasing even more that Tech Hounds do in our community and beyond. And we are just so proud of our Tech Hounds and all of our teams here tonight. And we also are going to move along here in our presentation. Here's a picture of the season builds from our Tech Hounds. And now we want to give you, the board, an opportunity to drive. So this is our workshop here session next, where we're going to divide you up into a couple of teams so that you can experience what it's like to drive a robot through its challenge in a competition. So our teams are going to help you through that. You're going to discover from our students how the robot works. You're going to learn to control the robot tonight and then, again, maneuver that robot to complete a challenge. So, are you ready? Great. All right. And I also, before we do that, I also wanted to have our Tech Hounds Carmel High School coach come up. I wanted to make sure and have Larry come up and make sure he was introduced too for all the work that he has put into the team. So thank you, Mr. Griggs. We appreciate you. Thank you. I want to recognize Mr. Griggs and Mr. Crawford, especially for helping again with that grant. Our $19,000 we received from the state will help with competition fees and ordering new robotics equipment, which you're about to test out right now. So we'll get to it. Here's how it will work. We'll have half of the board just come up and work with either a middle school or an elementary team. And then the other half of you will go and work with the Tech Hounds and help to maneuver that robot in the back. So, and then hopefully if we have some time, we can switch groups so that you'll have an experience with both the middle school and elementary robotics as well, the robots as well as the high school robots. So let's have the 3 of you work with the elementary and middle school team, and then the 3 of you will be with the Tech Hounds. So you can head there now. Students, you can head to your field. Okay, at this time, we would like to invite the groups to switch levels, so you can go ahead and head there now.
Okay, at this time, we're going to have our board members go on back up to their seats for a question and answer session. Thank you, teams, for the amazing demonstration. And if our coaches could and our sponsors could join us up here for the question and answer session, that would be great. Okay, let's have one more round of applause for our tech teams. Okay, at this time, we're going to take some questions and we'll try to answer them as best we can. We have our coaches up here and I'll pass the microphone if any questions that you might have.
Go ahead, Greg, if you had.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Louise.
Thanks for letting me go first. Fun facts about me: I did judge one or two of the VEX robotics competitions, and when I did that, I fell in love with the whole thing, and I started watching BattleBots on NBC, which was amazing, and that transpired into translated into me buying the robots that my kids could put together. So I've got all kind of robots at the house. And the last piece, I studied computer technology. So you all are like speaking to my heart with these awesome robots. And I just really, really am impressed by just all the different designs and the functionalities. And I thank you, educators, for guiding the students. So this is awesome.
Yep, I'll say a couple things. I don't know if this is on. It's not. The light's on. Hello. Can you hear? Thank you for that great presentation. And my background was in manufacturing, and I came out of the Stone Age as far as using wrenches and hand tools and things. But clearly, robotics is not just the future, but it's the now. So you kids are just really, it's an amazing opportunity to learn about what's really going to be used, and it's exciting to see your excitement in there, and I really appreciate it. But it looks like it's way too much fun. So I can imagine if you've got a class you're going to sign up for English or whatever kind of a thing, history, that this is probably the one you really look forward to more than anything. Is that a fair assessment? Yeah. Anyway, you guys have a phenomenal opportunity here, and I just really appreciate you guys taking all the time and gals showing us all your work. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you as well. This was just really cool, and I appreciate answering all my questions. I had a lot of questions. I just wanted to know an additional question. When you do competitions, what that looks like with the teams. I know that when I was working with Clay, they were saying that there could be 2 people and they had to switch out. I just was kind of curious as to how the competition works.
So for the middle school, we are always, the main portion of the competition that most people watch is where they're working with another robot. And so you work with another robot to try to score as many points as you can during the pre-qualifiers. And so you're trying to qualify for finals, and it's based on your average. Most competitions, you get 8 matches. Your 2 lowest drop off, and then they average those 6, and that's how you're placed going into finals. Whoever is first in qualifiers gets paired with number 2, 3 with 4, 5 with 6, and then you compete one more time. It's very stressful because you make finals. You can do great all day. All that matters is that one match in finals, and that's how you're actually placed, and that's how you can win teamwork overall. Besides that, there is also an autonomous and solo driving competition called Skills. They take your best single driver and your best autonomous, add that together, and that's your skills score. That's how my last team got qualified today, was based off of their Indiana skills scores. They had not actually earned like a ticket at a competition, but based on their skill scores being high enough in the state of Indiana, and they hadn't, they got a call back. And so that's the other side. Then on top of all that, there's judging. And so they go around and they judge notebooks, they judge everything they're doing, which we will be hosting more competitions and be glad to have any of you guys judge or ref. We always need lots of volunteers, so whoever wants to let me know who I should email for you guys, I will be glad to bug you for more volunteers, because we always need judges and refs at our competition. It's a great way to see what the kids are really doing.
At the high school level, it's much like a sport where you're competing against other teams. However, it's not like a sport to where you need cooperation with other teams. So you have 3 teams on one side, 3 on the other side. You do the task, but yet you also cooperate with the other side to score more points. It's an amazing little game that we play that they try to make it more about cooperation, problem solving, teamwork, and less on the win or lose type of traditional sports. But I'm the coach, but SWAM is our team lead, and this is a student-run club. So we try to let them do as much as possible as far as speaking. So if SWAM, you want to say anything?
All right, so kind of going back to what your original question was on what our day looks like for competitions. So our competitions are 3 days. So we usually head out on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday competition, or a Friday, Saturday, Sunday competition. And then from there, there's kind of 2 main aspects. There's the qualification, and then there's the finals. So in the qualification, we play somewhere around 40-ish matches, and we take, like they take our ranking points that we accumulate from those matches, and that ranks us in our competition. So like Coach Griggs said, we work alongside our competitors, because those alliances and qualification matches are all random. So we're put together with these 2 other teams, and we're competing alongside them to get as many ranking points as possible. And then from them, kind of from there, on Sunday, which is, or Saturday or Sunday, depending on what the last day of the competition is, we do our finals or finals matches. And we get to, at that point, depending on our ranking, choose who we want our alliance members to be, and then we move through that process. And at the end of the day, we get all of our awards, we clean up our pits, and we go home. So it's a super stressful process, similar to how VEX is, but it's very endearing. We get to spend time with all of our teammates in the hotels. So it's a lot of fun, and I would definitely recommend you guys to come and see a competition if you're interested. We're going to be going up to Lafayette for the state competition, so if you're interested, that'd be really cool. We'd be excited to see you guys.
Thank you.
Well, if I could just say a couple of things. First off, tonight was a dream come true for me, because I've been watching the robotics and the big tech, the Tech Hounds reveal, and I've never gotten to drive a robot until tonight. And so it was fantastic. I want to thank my 2 coaches right here. Yeah, you 2 guys, don't turn around. You guys were right there. Is it Nathan and Ariel? You guys broke me in, and I was able to pick up green blocks because of you and drop them into the box. And then I got to do the, I got to shoot rings out of the Tech Hound robot, and actually chase Emily Bauer, our Director of Communications and Relations, with the robot. It was fantastic. And first time I've ever gotten to do that, and it was fantastic. And if you saw the reveal, you saw the little orange rings getting tossed, but their actual aims are very high, and they elevate that robot up on a chain and put a ring inside of another target. And it's amazing. And now tell me if this is true. The robot zeroes in on a QR code, and then that's how it knows wherever it is, it adjusts itself to shoot the ring into the target. So. And it happens like in a second. It's like just amazing. And then, and finally, my other team that I got to pick up both the green blocks and the purple blocks and drop them in. That was that was just amazing. So I also want to do a shout out because I know that how many hours that the coaches put in. I know how many hours the students put in, and a big shout out to the parents because I know that you are back behind every bit of that. So all you roboters, let's give your parents a big hand tonight for all they've done for you. So, but I've been excited about this ever since we scheduled it. It's been a great night. Really appreciate all y'all coming and showing us robotics in Carmel Clay Schools. Fantastic. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. We've really enjoyed having you, and thank you for letting us have the controls a couple of times.
Thank you again.
Our next agenda item is reports. Dr. Beresford.
All right, I'll go fast here. My report for today is really pretty Carmel High School heavy, but for the third consecutive year, our Quiz Bowl team at Carmel High School has won the state championship, the IASP state championship. So Quiz Bowlers are just knocking it out of the park, and we have got a streak going on there as well. Also wanted to share that the FCCLA, that's Family Career Community Leaders of America State Conference, at that conference, all of our students medaled, and many are moving on to represent Indiana at the national conference this summer. And the conference includes events such as fashion construction and design, nutrition and baking, interior design, and interpersonal communications. So really a exciting event for those students that are involved with that, that state conference and moving on. Our Carmel High School DECA team was well represented in the state's Career Development Conference. Carmel High School had 247 students compete over 49 different events, and 97 Greyhounds qualified for this year's international conference. It's going to be in Anaheim, California at the end of April. So the DECA kids are crushing it. Another fun one is our WHJE 91.3 on your FM dial. And Carmel High School Television won big at the Intercollegiate Broadcasting System Conference in New York City, and they took the top spots in dozens of individual categories, including the top prize, which was the best high school radio station. So congratulations to WHJE and CHTV. I want to do another shout out to the graduating expedition class of 2024. So for those of you who don't know what expedition is we invite community members and into 2 days of deep learning about Carmel Clay Schools, just all aspects of it. And they completed day 2 of the deep learning just this last week, last week. They experienced rotations in curriculum, finance, technology, human resources, food service, transportation, student services, and school safety. The group learned about our wonderful relationship with the Carmel Education Foundation, which was mentioned tonight. And then finally, the program also included a tour of Carmel High School and a panel discussion with Carmel High School students, kind of giving them firsthand knowledge on what student life is like at Carmel High School. I wanted to give a kudos to our Director of Community Relations over there, Emily Bauer, who organized and facilitated CCS Expedition 23-24. Well done. And it's kind of a fun thing. Carmel's been doing this for years and years, long before I got here. And so there's this ongoing, growing number of expedition graduates who know a lot more deeply about how the district works, and just a pretty special thing. Anybody in the crowd been through the expedition program? There's one, got one. About everywhere I go, if I ask that question, somebody raises their hand because they've been there. Greg's been through it. Okay, and then the bell ringer. So the bell ringer for today has to be the Taste of Carmel. This year's Carmel Education Foundation major fundraiser, the Taste of Carmel, and the theme was Starry Nights, and it was an amazing night of fun, food, and fellowship. If you're a foodie, this is Hamilton County's largest experience. Over 40 food and beverage establishments showcased their signature items that night. There were auctions, entertainment, and great conversations. Now, my favorite part was when the Mohawk Trails Elementary students gave a short presentation of the student grant that they won from the foundation. And it featured side-by-side storybooks in both Spanish and English, which helps both students and parents to learn English. And so just a really thoughtful idea that the kids came up with. They wrote a grant, the Carmel Education Foundation awarded them that grant, and then the magic happens. And they did a great job presenting, the information about that at the Taste of Carmel. I want to congratulate Jeff Pinnix, the Executive Director of the Foundation, Program Coordinator Stacy Hetrick, and on Office Coordinator Jenny Redmond, along with the CEF Board of Directors. And also a big thank you to all the event sponsors and really everyone who participated and donated. It was a wonderful, starry night. So and with that, I'll conclude my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Beresford. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned.